I finally came back. I'm wearing my crown for today, and I'm doing another Scooby-Doo film. This is from the 2000s, I believe. Aloha Scooby-Doo. Yeah, the last one of the summer I'm doing. Because the next two are like horror. Like you got Monster of Mexico, which I don't like. And then you got Zombie Island, which I should wait for October to see. So this one's about 75 minutes, so let's get started. Aluwana. It's way better than the Moana remake. Aloha. Hmm. Hand-drawn animation, like the other movies. Hummingbird. Ah. I'm doing this early because, I got other things to do later. Margaret and Dean. Aloha. I've never been to Hawaii. I want to go there one day. Tim Maltby directed it. The Big Kahuna of Hanahuna. Hanahuna. These are island people, yeah. The gang show up later in the film. Mono. Hang loose, bro. They're people of color, but they're like Pacific Islanders. Yeah. Like Samoans and things like that. Yeah. But they're not like from New Zealand or anything like that. I don't think there was a Scooby Doo film, and there was one in Australia, but not New Zealand. Snooky. Yeah, Lilo and Stitch was in Hawaii, not Moana was, I think, Polynesia or something like that. I don't write the waves because I don't want to be in the ocean. That's dangerous. People were not meant to be in the ocean, they were meant to be on land. Yeah, this opening has nothing to do with the Scooby Gang. It's just the Hawaiians. Here comes the creatures of the movie. Again, they look like the little creatures from Moana. Those coconut head creatures. This whole opening has nothing to do with the Scooby Gang. That's a different opening, though. To not have the Scooby Gang in the first 5 minutes. No, normally that would be a problem, but here it works. I had a long day. I went to medieval times yesterday, in case you didn't notice. But I want to do this podcast early. Biting his ear. Snooki is not Hawaiian. She's Hispanic for some reason. The Tiki spirits. Tiki. Wiki Tiki. There's Fred, finally. Yeah, this has Casey Kasem. Yeah, so this is what it is in the 2000s before he passed away. They're hang gliding. I wouldn't do that either because, like I said, I miss you, Casey Kasem. I need to take my medicine. Gotta take my medicine. Yeah, way to go, Fred. Did I mention he's the dumb blonde of the team? Because he's like always thinking about traps and nothing else. He can't even know when a girl is hitting on him. There's Velma. And there's Daphne. Nene, now watch me whip. Now watch me, Nene. Good morning, John says, this is a Scooby film. I finally opened this. Kicks that crap out of Moon Monster Madness. Yeah, because it's not as repetitive. It's got a better voice cast, too. Yeah, I don't get that. I didn't get that line either. Jeepers. Yeah, Mindy Cohen. This movie is 74 minutes. Most of them on. The longest one is Zombie Island is 77 minutes. Moon Monster Madness is just it didn't hold up. It's too repetitive and there's a lot of like these dramatic pauses. I'm like, why are they taking pauses in a cartoon? They're not supposed to do that. I know there's some scenes with no dialogue, but you have to have music or something. It just the movie stops. They probably ran out of budget. Me too. Hanahuna. Food. They'll do anything for food. And any of these films are better than that Velma show, because that Velma show disrespected a generation of fans. Yeah, Hawaii is very beautiful. I've seen the shots of it in films and TV shows, and it looks absolutely breathtaking. That's why there's no excuse for Disney to remake Moana, and then the movie looks worse than the cartoon. I mean, granted, that's not Hawaii, but those islands are supposed to look beautiful, not muted. Just saying. Muting the colors doesn't make a movie better, it just makes it worse. I mean, look at Supergirl. They took a movie that should have been colorful and fun, and they sapped all the personality out of it, mostly. It didn't have a Mr. Terrific or a Green Lantern or anything. Hot sauce. I hate hot sauce. I like the people that in Hawaii they have tan skin, which doesn't bother me. It never did. Moana could be dark skin or light skin. It doesn't matter. As long as she has that beautiful dark hair and is not played by an Australian, we're good. Australians have nothing to do with the Polynesian. They're not even in the Polynesia. They're a country and a continent in all the way in the east from America. Vendors, yeah, you have to deal with that at Comic Con. Lots and lots of vendors, but I only give vendors my time if they're selling comics, toys, or physical media. I don't buy DeviantArt or Funko Pops if they're cheap, but I don't buy Funko Pops just because. Because normally I don't bring Funko Pops to Comic Con. I just bring my own stuff, you know. Moon. Daphne is cute. I just wish Gray didn't do the voice for like over 2 decades. Yeah, because the original voice actress passed away, Mary Bergman. That's why she replaced her. But at least now we have a new actress playing Daphne. Well, she technically played Daphne in a prequel, Scoob. She did the voice of Daphne as a kid, but not in live action. So at least it's somebody different. McKenna Grace. She's a yummy girl. Yes, it is. My sister met Mindy Cohn. Matthew Lillard is going to the convention, but not Frank Welker, not yet. Or Mindy. They haven't announced him because Frank Welker didn't do Scream. Matthew Lillard did the first Scream and the recent one. And Jamie Kennedy's going and Skeet Ulrich. But where are the girls? Where's Neve Campbell? You know, you have a 30th anniversary of the original Scream and no Neve Campbell. She's the one that starred in all those movies. Well, except for 6, but that's the first 4 films are with Neve Campbell. Ugh, man, I had a long day yesterday. At least today I could stay home. 15 minutes in. It isn't. I don't know what kind of accent that is. It doesn't sound Hawaiian. You sound evil tikis. Did you hear that, folks? I like her red hair. She's voiced by Tia Carrere, who was in Lilo and Stitch and the sequels. She was a cameo, like kind of an extended cameo in the remake, which I didn't hate, but I get why a lot of people did. The ending is kind of weak. Rain. At least it didn't rain yesterday. I had to do another podcast. It's been too long. It's been almost a week since I did my last one. 51%. Yeah, inclusion is sometimes is a good thing. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Wiki tiki. Hmm. In the sky, not what you think it is. That's Adam West. I miss him, man. Yeah, that's Adam West. And you have Terry Garr, who also passed away. May she rest in peace. And Mario Lopez, even though there's nobody. This isn't Spain or Mexico, it's Hawaii. We have another mystery on our hands. Yeah. I heard that one before. The hell? Why is she roaring like that? Hmm. You're welcome. Again, that's another movie. I'll do the original Moana. I'm not touching the remake. I don't want to watch it. My mom's like, why? Because it's freaking pointless. A 2 hour, almost 2 hour version of a movie that was 95 minutes. Why would you make it longer? I don't get. What's the 20 extra minutes gonna do? Nothing. You're just padding it out for no reason. Sometimes movies are padded out for no reason. Yes, even Brand New Day had some padding because you had that stupid scene, those scenes with Yelena, which are not needed. She has nothing to the film. She's in none of the action scenes. That's how pointless she is. She was always a useless Black Widow. Natasha's always going to be the best. You can't replace her. Scarlett did more than $5 billion hits. You only have one, and it's in someone else's movie. Well, at least after Doomsday, we won't have to see Yelena again because she's not going to be in Secret Wars or Black Panther 3 or the next Spider-Man when that comes out. She's done. You finished, potato. Great Danes are big. They're big dogs. Yeah, again, Scooby's so cute. Is he chanting? Yeah, I don't get it. Daphne's drinking a coconut. We're 20 minutes in. Portuguese, not Spanish. This is the backstory. That's Frank Welker's voice. Yeah, I'm not gonna live near a volcano. Those things are dangerous. They're more dangerous than rain. Rain at least doesn't burn your skin. Not water, anyway. Yes, it is. La Luna. Luna. That's, the cutie from the Loud House with the short hair. See? It's always about land. People fight over a piece of land. Realtors want to sell you land. They always, that's their job. Land, 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 land. Yeah, I'm comfortable where I live. I'm not gonna fight someone over a piece of land because this earth doesn't belong to me. Just saying, you know. Yep, it's those wiki tikis again. Yeah, I miss Terry Garr, man. When she passed away, I was like, wow. There's only one witch left from Casper Meets Wendy, and that's Kathy Moriarty. Because her, Shelley Duvall and Terry Garr are gone. I miss them so much. But don't worry, I won't cry in this. She passed away. She was very old. There's nothing we could do, you know? Time catches up to everybody. That's why I want to enjoy my life while I still have it. You know, guys? That's why no more breaks for a while. I needed that break because I had things to do this past couple of days. And it's always Velma usually that solves a mystery. But in that stupid cartoon, she's mean spirited. She's not. It's not Velma. If you thought that, if people were complaining about Jean in well, in Spidey, yeah, that's nothing compared to what they did to Velma in that cartoon, because that's a butchering of a character if I ever saw one. They changed everything that we liked about her was just missing. At least Sadie Sink was good in Brand New Day. Her performance and her emotion and her energy and that hair and also her abilities were beyond anything I've ever seen. It was an interesting take. People just are butchering it because there's nothing like in the comics. Well, give her time. She will become the Jean in the comics. Yeah, I know, spoilers, but half of America has seen Brand New Day. The movie's at $1.7 billion. I couldn't be happier if someone pinched me and told me it was a dream. It is a dream come true for Spidey to be in the $1 billion club again after 5 years. 5. We had to suffer through those terrible Venom sequels and Morbius and Craven and Madam Web, and now this made up more than any of those films. It made more than the last Spider-Verse movie. Again, hopefully Beyond will be a monster hit like this. I don't think it'll make 2 billion, but it should at least make 1 billion. If it hits hard like Michael, it'll make 1 billion. Miles is just as popular as Peter Parker. If you went to Comic-Con 2 years ago, Shamik Moore was there, and he had a lot of fans. He had a bigger line than half of the people from Ghostbusters that were there last year and the year before that. Because he got over. I think it's not that Gray's voice is annoying. It's just she does way too many voices. Not here. I'm saying in like the Loud House, she does 3 voices. I'm like, I think that's one is enough. That's why in the live action Loud House, I like that the twins and the baby are played by different actors, not the same actress. Snooky, not Snooky. 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 It's Snooky. Like, the girl from Jersey Shore. I was in Jersey yesterday. I do like this movie. I just don't like the Monster of Mexico. It's just weak. It's not funny. It's not scary. It's just weak. You don't surf. Yeah, because again, clumsy. It's 9 o'clock already. Again, that was a commercial break. I don't know, because I didn't want to stream this movie. Yeah, again, they always make Daphne hot because she's a girl. And in Velma they screwed that up. They made her Asian. Whenever was Daphne Asian? Velma was Asian in the prequels movies, but that worked. Haley Kiyoko did a good job. She was still Velma. She wasn't like a stereotype. She still had the nasally voice and she still was smart. That's what we want about Velma. We don't want a mean-spirited, self-absorbed, you know. We didn't want that. Sorry, Mindy Kaling, but you're not Velma. She was fine in Inside Out and Wreck-It Ralph, but she's not Velma. Changes are not going to work if you don't add something to it. Change works when you're adding to the lore, not taking away. I thought Brand New Day did just fine. It did it just fine. Having a different take on an X-Men character didn't bother me. It didn't. Because Sadie's going to do just fine. At least they cast an American actress this time. Because twice we had two foreigners playing Jean, and Jean was not played by a foreigner in the comics. Well, actually, the voice actress was Canadian in the cartoon, but that's here or there. But this is a huge step over Sophie Turner. She was horrible. She can't even hold an accent for 2 hours. At least Sadie sold it. She's going places. She's one of the Stranger Things actors this is gonna shoot her to the sky, baby. Okay, back to Scoob. We're 28 minutes in. There it is. There's a creature. It's the good animation. This animation still holds up. There was some early CG in the beginning of the film, but it's not that bad. I've seen worse. I've seen some CG from the Asylum that looks like a bad video game cutscene. Not Sharknado, I'm saying the other films they did. Ooh, that CG looks horrible. I'm like, that looks like garbage. Hang 10, baby. I could shut this off for now. Just to let it rest for a little bit. It's not 90 right now, so I'll put it back on later. I'll live. There's a pig, just like in Moana. I thought Moana was Hawaiian. It's like, no, it's like Polynesia or something like that, or Samoan or something. I have no idea. But she's cute in the original. The sequel is mixed for me, but I still like Moana in the film. It's still Alili voicing her, so the songs were just not as good as the first one. But the remake, I want nothing to do with it. Take that. Yep, he's down. Hana Huna. Welcome, surfers. Anyone. Be gone. Gian Angelo Ambrosio subscribe to me. Thanks. Thanks for that. It's been a while. I haven't gotten a subscriber for days because I haven't done a video or live stream for several days. I just posted videos on Facebook from the medieval times. I mean, this is one of the greatest franchises that Hanna-Barbera ever did because they made more movies of this than the Flintstones, the Jetsons, and Top Cat, and all these other iconic, Hanna-Barbera characters. Yogi Bear, Magilla Gorilla. Yeah, they never made a Magilla Gorilla movie. He's been in a movie. He was in Space Jam: A New Legacy for like a cameo, but this is the longest running Hanna-Barbera cartoon series and movies because there's a reason for it. Because Scooby-Doo is a dog, and dogs are very popular. My neighbors, a lot of them have dogs. Not a Great Dane, but they have smaller dogs. It's not all bad. Yeah. Some of her jokes are kind of flat, but again, it's not Gray's fault. Evil Dead trilogy, the originals are good. My favorite's the second one. Everybody says that Evil Dead 2, with those laughing statues and everything. Because that one's a classic. I do like Army of Darkness. I think it's the last good one. I didn't like the remake. I didn't see Evil Dead Burn or Evil Dead Rise. I don't care because hi from Russia. Hello. Yoshimitsu 777. Welcome. Because the remake just it disrespected the original. No Ash. You have a gorgeous girl, Jane Levy, making her ugly. I'm like, why would you do that to her? You take a beautiful girl and make her ugly. That's not good for me. And then Burn and Rise are with New Zealand actors. I'm from the USA, the United States of America, not South America or Central America, North America. Proud of it too. Evil Dead 2 went in a comedic form, but not taken seriously. Yeah, I get it. What's up, Angelo? Thanks for subscribing. I thought it was Herman. Okay, that was cute. La Luna, which La Luna, that's Spanish. That's not or Portuguese. That's not Hawaiian because it means moon. Come from Bearbag? No, medieval times. There's no medieval times in Russia. There's one in Canada, and there's some in the U.S. and in other states. The original is more scary and more terrifying. Yeah, I know, and it's still it was so violent they had to reduce it to get an R rating because Sam Raimi didn't want to get canceled. The Ash more serious. Yeah, I know, I get it, but like I said, the remake I didn't like the remake. Yeah, I know. I hope Bruce Campbell beats cancer. No, Scoop doesn't eat lizards. I'm here to practice my English. Good, yeah, good for you. At least you're practicing, unlike some people that they refuse to learn the language. In Brooklyn, there's a lot of Russians that will refuse to learn English, and I don't get it. Or Ukrainians either. No offense. Something Russian, Das Padanya, I know that. Composer gonna. Mm-hmm. Hello. Do you watch Michael Rosenblum's podcast? I never heard of him. Great observation, Fred. See, Snooky, not Snooky. He recently had Bruce Campbell on the podcast, yeah, before he was diagnosed with cancer. I hope he beats it, man, because Dave Coulier got cancer twice. Man, cancer doesn't care who you are. That's why I'm trying to take care of myself. I don't vape, smoke, or do drugs because I want to keep my lungs clean. Again, hair. I love hair. Yeah, he was, but he's always been a bigger star, like as a B movie actor from the '90s, from the '80s all the way to recent day. We're like a third of the way through the film, so 38 minutes in. Scooby Doo films don't need to be long. His cameos in Spider Man, yeah, that was missing in the Amazing films. No Bruce Campbell cameos. The first Sam Raimi cameo was kind of cool, but I just didn't like those movies. This lizard looked terrible, and the villains in the second movie I didn't care for either. So, of course, she fell through, so she has to always be saved most of the time. And she dropped her purse. That dental floss. Also, she does save herself. He even voiced narration for a Spider-Man video game based on the Sam Raimi movies. Mm-hmm. Pie. Yeah, Scoop does that a lot. He sticks his tongue out. A cabin in the woods. Heard that one before. Tia Carrere kind of gets underused here. Even though he was a Surgeon General. Yeah, I remember him. That makeup. I don't know what that means. Some of these island people are really weird. 41 minutes. What are you, the grandma from Casa Grande's? Why is she talking like that? It's weird. The bones. Oh, so she does voodoo. Even his coach role in Sky High is entertaining. Yeah. Sidekick. Hero. Sidekick. Yeah. He always appears in a lot of stuff. He was even in Multiverse of Madness for like 2 scenes. He's a great entertainer. Yeah, he is. I know. I'll bet. She get it. I read Evil Dead, the original, was a nightmare to film. Yeah, they had a shoestring budget and not a lot of people, unknown actors in it. The cabin had no heat and no water, plus it was on a very low budget. I read Sam Raimi and Campbell said it was a rough movie to will film in the winter. Yeah, I bet it was. And the camera work at the end, when the camera goes right in his face and he screams, yeah, that would have made me scream too. Now with digital cameras, you could do that easily. That's why you can't do an Evil Dead the same way they did in the 80s because it's or the early 90s. It just won't work because you have a lot of films now that just looked way more digital than they looked like films. Campbell couldn't move much for months after filming finished from exhaustion. Yeah, again, that's why he probably said no to the remake and the other sequels, those standalone movies. Little Jim. Man, he's, abrasive. 45 minutes in. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep, she fell through a hole in the wall. Flame on. Gilligan? Is he dead? What is that? That's a kind of a weird Easter egg. Because it looks like Gilligan if he died. Because he has a red shirt and a hat. It's a joke, people. Don't worry. Rats. Bats. Yes. Because it repeats the same plot, but it does it differently. They didn't have the rights to do a sequel, like, a continuation, so they just continued. The Army of Darkness is the real sequel because it's completely different. If he sneezes. Again, and you woke up the bats. Because that's in the opening of most Scooby-Doo films or shows have the bats in the opening. MGM couldn't have Evil Dead 3 in the title because they didn't own the rights. Exactly. It's all about owning rights now. That's stupid. It's like Hulk. Why he can't get his own movie in the MCU is because after Incredible Hulk, that was Universal, not Paramount. That was Universal, not Paramount or Disney. So that's why he's never going to get his own film until the rights revert. Copyrighted copyrights are the worst, man. Some IPs are just like under lock and key. It does, yeah. But the remake, there's no trivia that can ever be interesting for me because I just didn't care for it. Don't look down, down. We're almost an hour in. Those backgrounds look great. Is my name Bruce worth checking out? I haven't seen it yet. Wow. That was a long time ago. Or Escalator. There's some CG in it too. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. At least I picked a short movie today. I didn't want to do a 2-hour movie. Not till next week. There she is, finally, almost an hour into the movie. That's also Frank Welker's voice. Is that roar, that roar? He does that in a lot of projects. Whenever he plays a monster or a creature, he always does that weird voice. Yeah. Breath spray. No way, man. You can't sing. Ah, yeah. Okay. Was mooching and cooching. Did you hear that, folks? Oh man, I miss you, Casey. You were such a treasure to voice acting. I can't wait to see Coyote versus Acme. I'm gonna go see it in a couple of weeks. It's about time. There hasn't been a Looney Tunes movie with live action since Space Jam: A New Legacy, because the last one was the day the Earth blew up, and it didn't get a lot of advertising because again, it got shelved for a while, and then they finally released it. It should have just been on streaming because it was released theatrically and no one saw it. It came out in February. That was a terrible time to release a cartoon like that. Paw Patrol comes out tomorrow. The Dino movie. It's for kids, yeah. Blah. He does that a lot. some of the characters kind of disappear in this story because Snooky doesn't show up until near the third act, and the other characters are kind of sidelined until they do the reveal and movie ends. This was worth it, this 4-pack, because I got it on Amazon for like $5. Always get DVDs brand new when you can, especially kids films, because you don't want scratched up discs. They never work. Again, great observation, Fred. My glasses. I like Tia Carrero's voice. She was Nani, right, in Lilo and Stitch, the older sister of Lilo. Of course, she has to get capped again. Yeah, because Snooky didn't spend half the movie just, screaming. Well, because the creature's a guy in a suit, because most of the time it is. Again, Indiana Jones does, too. Snakes are just lizards without feet. A ukulele. It's a mini guitar from Hawaii. You don't need a pick for it. And I hated Anaconda 2025. It was an insult to the original, and the original's not a masterpiece either, but at least it's better than that remake. Why were they trying to be Tropic Thunder with a snake? It didn't work. That was an R-rated movie. Anaconda was a PG-13 watered down mess with bad fan service, and why was Tandy Newton there? I have no idea. Because they always need a British chick. I guess Karen Gillian said no because she was pregnant and just had a kid. She'd rather do another Jumanji sequel than go through a bad snake movie. It's 9:36 now. The movie's almost over. Good, thankfully. The tikis aren't real. A computer. Nope. Remote controls. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Yeah, I get it. Mm-hmm. 60 minutes in. That's what Native Americans do, not Hawaiians. I don't think so. Gona. Mm-mm. See, she always figures it out. Just shut it off for a couple more minutes until the movie's over. I like to give it a break every now and then. Plus, I gotta clean the filter. I haven't cleaned the filter for days, so this is a good one. I like the Scooby Doo film. I don't know which I like more, this or Camp Scare, but they're almost even. Terry Garr was such a good actress, man. I miss her a lot. She looks like Jane Lynch in this movie, her animated character. She has blonde hair, short blonde hair. See, these characters kind of get sidelined because the main characters have to be the Scooby Gang. The water looks so clean. Because you see movies like this and you wonder at why James Cameron does so many movies with water and it's 3 hours long. What is the why you have to drag it out so much? Titanic, the Avatar sequels. Why are they so freaking long? The first one was long enough, and that was mostly on the land and in the air and in the grass. But why are you making things with water so long? I don't get it. I saw Waterworld. That movie wasn't 3 hours. Yeah, the Pirates movies are too long, but that's only because can't be subtle about their running time. They can't make movies 90 minutes anymore. They got to be an hour and 40, an hour and 50, or 2.5 hours. Yeah, Disney. Spider-Man made a lot of money and it was not 3 hours. Thank God. If that movie was 3 hours, it would have been way too long. Or 2 hours and 45 minutes. It was long, but not too long. If you take out the Elena scene, the movie would be like 10 minutes shorter. No, that's ostriches, not humans. They burned them. That sounds like Sol Ruka's her professional wrestler Sol Ruka's theme song. She's cool. She can wrestle, and very cute. She's from Hawaii and she's white. But the cutest wrestler is Roxanne Perez. She's just adorable, man. She's so petite and thick and cute. Yeah, because at least this movie's short. It's about an hour and change shorter than an Avatar movie, or 2 hours shorter. Because why 3 hours? I don't want to look at water for 3 hours. It just gets dull. I'm like, okay, they're on whales, they're surfing, or they're swimming, or they're just paddling, I don't know, I don't know. It's just it's too much water, or they're on a submarine or something. Jason Momoa is Hawaiian. You can tell with his long hair and his tan skin. Yeah, here's the reveal. Manu. Yes. Yes, Mario Lopez's character is the villain. Why did they cast a Hispanic to play a Hawaiian? I don't know. I don't know, because casting is weird. It's like, oh, you're someone of color, just throw them in there. That's not even his voice. That's Frank Welker's voice. I don't lie to people. I tell them exactly who I am. Wa'iwa. Again, she figures it out all the time. Well, Mario Lopez is not Hawaiian. He's Mexican. I know. He's not Hawaiian. I checked. Tia Carrere's part, I think, but she's mostly Asian. I know, because she looks Asian. It's like, you know, that Maggie Q was born in a... Wait, if it weren't for you Madeline Kit mainlanders. Well, Hawaii is part of the United States of America now. This is his franchise. It's funny because Mario Lopez voiced a dog. He was whatchamacallit, the dog from some of the Dog That Saved Christmas movies. Not all of them, just like half of them. Zeus. He did like half the movies. The other one was Joey Lawrence did the other ones that Mario didn't do. And I like how these movies are for kids, but adults can watch them too. You could appreciate the animation and the voice acting and the atmosphere. Nothing too dark here, because that's Zombie Island is dark. Flame on. I don't know how they breathe fire. Yeah, that guy looks like a knockoff Maui. The Hawaiians. Yeah, Adam West is. He was the first live action Batman in a TV show and in a movie before Tim Burton did Michael Keaton's version. See, they're like a family. They're not supposed to hate each other. That's Velma was just nothing but a lie. Hopefully the Scoob Origins is good next year. Aloha. That was Aloha Scooby-Doo. Frank Welker. It is Scooby and Fred. Casey Kasem as Shaggy. May he rest in peace. I could take this hat off, finally. The movie's over. Kindy Cohen. My glasses. Gray. She's done Daphne for since the 2000s. The mid to the... Ray Bumatai. Tia Carrera. She was kind of underused. Rest in peace, Terry Garr. Mario Lopez as Manu Tuama. And also rest in peace to you as well, Adam West. Okay, that's it. Don Ho and Dick Dale. Yeah, that's it. The movie's over. It's a fun movie. If you've never seen it, you could stream it, I think, on like Amazon Prime or something. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Tomorrow I'll be doing The Little Rascals, the 1994 film, not the shorts that they did, because there's so many of them. And then we'll see what happens Saturday and Sunday. But anyway, see you guys in the next one. Yeah. See ya.